Welcome everyone to the YouTube channel. I've been kind of neglecting the viewers on YouTube for a bit, and people have been asking for videos for a while now, so that is what I am doing today. And today I wanted to answer a common question that I get on my lives, my videos, basically every media that I'm on, and that's why did I get into Gundams and Gunpla in general? Why do I sell shade, that kind of stuff? So to start off with, I've been into Gundams for a while now, but not as intensely as I have been with my whole TikTok thing. It started basically when I was around 16, 17, maybe around 15. Or, I don't know, memory's a little hazy. I was into a lot of drugs back then. But I know I was in high school. And in high school, as everyone does, you do your best to fit in. And a lot of people were into Legos, like a lot of, at least my friends. So they get high off weed, of course, and then go do Legos and stuff. But I couldn't vibe with Legos for some reason. Like, I just didn't like them. So I started exploring other ways. Because back then I had no hobbies, no sports, no nothing. I did join some sports, but outside of the sports that I joined very rarely, I wouldn't do anything else. So of course, at the time, my life without a hobby kind of consisted of drink, smoke, go have fun with people, and that was basically it. Oh, and of course, fail all of my high school classes. So I don't remember exactly how I got my first kit, but I remember getting a high new Gundam, and building it. And I don't remember if it was the real grade version or the high grade version. It was one of those for sure though, and I hated it. I enjoyed the build process, but I didn't know what a Gundam was. I just thought it was cool, and I had left so many nubs on it that it wouldn't move right. And I just remember being like, I kept it on my shelf for a bit, and then I threw it away because I never looked at it again. Fast forward a bit, I have now dropped out of high school. I met a girl that basically left me hella depressed because she did some things that she, ruined herself with. But that led me into a big depression. So all I would do then is drop out of school, poop, sleep, eat, video games, get high, get drunk, so on and so forth. So my life was very plain. I thought I was gonna be someone that just worked minimum wage jobs for the rest of my life and then did nothing else. And then for some reason I decided to buy I moved out of my parents' place because I was getting tired of them nagging me. And, plus the trouble that was over there and stuff. And we go to, I go to my friend's house, or his mom's friend's house, and they take me in. Now, my friend's mom is one of the sweetest people ever. And she really started teaching me how to take care of myself. Part of it was eating better, not eating, McDonald's and stuff every single day. The other part about it was hey, I'm gonna charge you a little bit of rent. And it wasn't a lot of rent, but it was enough to where I had to go get a job and maintain a job. I, of course, did jobs I didn't really care about. And then I got into Taco Bell. So as most of you know now, I am a Taco Bell general manager. But when I first started, I didn't care about the job at all. And I'd spend my money still on drugs, alcohol, and so on. And I was hanging out with people that also did that still. And then for some reason I went and bought more Gundams. And I remember it was a real great ashtray and a full mechanics aerial. And I remember I broke the ashtray, the fin on it, which now notoriously all ashtrays have some weak fins. So I should have probably did some research. And then my full mechanics aerial I fucking loved. I enjoyed the shit out of it, but I never finished it. But for a while after that, I didn't buy any other kits. I just kind of left it there. And I kept doing what I was doing. So drinking, smoking, throwing up in my friend's car, that kind of stuff. And then as years went by, I went from being a bad employee to someone who started caring, because even though my new friends and I would still smoke and drink, they really cared about performance, and they really pushed me to do my best at Taco Bell. So at some point I found myself being a manager, and I sucked at being a fucking manager. And then from there, I got pretty decent at being a manager, and I became an assistant general manager. And then when I became an assistant general manager, I got really into self-improvement. This is back in that era where everyone and their mama was posting gym talk edits and be like, you gotta be the best version of yourself and blah, blah, blah. And my ass got brainwashed like crazy, so I started pushing myself like crazy. I stopped drinking, I stopped smoking, I stopped hanging out with bad people. I started going to the gym because I remember the first time my friends took me to the gym, I couldn't even lift the bar. I brought gloves to the gym, it was. And as fun as this was, because I was trying new businesses, I made a clothing line, it was dope. I was bored. and I was very, very bored. I had no hobbies, and I had a hard time talking to people because I wasn't interesting. So I went back to trying new things. For a bit, I tried drawing manga, and I got pretty good at that, pretty decent, to the point where people were like, "Hey, can you commission for me?" and that kind of stuff. And I started mixing that with my shirt brand line, and I got really good at business. So people were buying shirts off of me, including companies. I got, more into the gym. But despite all that, I was still very vulgar. I didn't really talk about hobbies. None of my hobbies were interesting enough to talk about in general. And a lot of my hobbies, like the gym, I wasn't consistent on, so I wasn't doing good at those either. It wasn't like I was showing progress. I was still 350 pounds. And then I bought a Master Grade Verka Wing Gundam. This guy right here. Now, I originally bought this guy because I was like, you know what, the Gundam thing was cool, let me try it again. I did more research this time, and I actually bought some nippers, and I built him, and I really enjoyed the build. Now, what also got me more intrigued was I saw a YouTube video, and I don't remember if it was a TikTok or a YouTube video or an Instagram reel that I saw first, where someone cel-shaded their Gundam with just a Sharpie. Now, if you remember, I was very, very into anime and drawing manga at the time as well, right? But it wasn't something that I thought I'd pursue really. When I saw someone cel-shade their kit, I was like, holy fuck, that's cool as shit. I want to do that. So I tried it on this guy, and he looked horrible, okay? He looks fine now. I went back and fixed him a lot, but he looked absolutely horrible because all I had was this exact Sharpie. But, I enjoyed the process, so I kept trying. I tried it on the Ariel that I fucked up, because I didn't throw that guy away. I didn't throw away the ashtray away either, so I pulled them out of the storage bin I had them in, and I tried cel-shading those, and it didn't work out. It looked disgusting. But I did enjoy the build process. It was a whole different thing to me. It took patience. It took, it was unique to me. I had never heard anybody talking about it. No one in my town really knew what it was. That's why I don't even remember how I got it. Maybe it was like a Walmart, Hobby Lobby, something along those lines. Or maybe I ordered them online. I forget. It was one of those things that I felt was unique to me. Anyways, fast forward some more. People started knowing me as the guy that's into Pokemon and Gundams. Mostly Pokemon though. So for a bit, I had like a whole fucking mountain of Pikachus everywhere. Plushies, toys, you name it. And then, I started kind of getting to the point where I was like, this Gundam thing's cool, but I have no one to talk to it about. So I stopped making Gundams, and I didn't really pursue it that much afterwards. But then I started getting back into the dating pool because I started losing more weight, and that kind of stuff. Now, that in itself didn't super really work out. I got to meet my girl, thankfully. And she really leaned into the whole Gundam thing. She really enjoyed the looks of them and stuff, so I got really back into it. Because I was like, well, now I have someone I can talk to about it. Like, I can express this to, even though she might not like really know what it is or care about it too much. I finally have someone I can talk to about a hobby that I enjoy, because no one in my town really cared about Gundams. And this is where you guys come in. Talking to my girlfriend about it at the time was fun, sure. But she had no idea what the fuck I was talking about. And then I bought this guy. So the Zeta and the the Unicorn were actually first in this whole kind of thing. No, sorry, actually I lied. Okay, you know what? I forgot the order. But I posted the Strike Rogue first because it was one of the first kits that I was like, damn, this actually looks good in the cell shading style. So at some point, I was still trying to customize my Gundams, and I was like, this is really cool, let me post this. And since then, we've just spiraled into cell shading every single kit that I have. And I genuinely think that the community we've built together, and all you cool people that have taught me so many things, is what has inspired me to keep going with Gundams, because now I have people that are knowledgeable about it and can correct me when I say some dumb, So overall, a lot of this hobby is thanks to you guys. Like, I probably would have tried a lot of these things if I had no one to talk to about it. Because, like, realistically, as much as I love Gundams, to invest as much time as I have in them didn't really make sense for me at the time. But now it does. And of course you guys like the cell shading, but honestly, I'm just a regular guy. This is something that a lot of you guys can do yourselves, You just gotta be not afraid to try new things. And for me, that's really what it taught me, to try new things, to explore new avenues, to kind of put myself in awkward positions that I'm not really comfortable in. Because since I've made the TikTok and since I've started Gunpla, I've gotten way better at talking. I've been more confident. I'm a lot more interesting as a person when I talk about these things that I like. I've made friends that I got into Gunpla, and now, you know, they steal all the kits from Hobby Lobby. So I probably should have gatekept it in real life, but you know. It also taught me that, like, in anything you do, you can make whatever you want happen. This was really at the start of when I was doing cell shading, and it came out really great. This guy was given to me by my girlfriend. $200 kit, by the way. And then we move on to, like, newer things, like this guy, who, of course, took a while, but, you know, kind of shows all the skills that I brought together. And then, of course, the backlog of shame. So for today's video, I just kind of want to explain, like, you know, why I got into this stuff, what you guys have done for me and that kind of stuff, why I'm so grateful towards you guys. And of course, you know, what this can do for someone who's looking to get into it, which again, it builds patience. It helped me build some more discipline, made me more interesting as a person, because it's fucking cool ass fighting mechs. Like, I mean, look, hold on, look at that guy, man, and that guy, and that guy, and that guy, and you know, that guy, this guy's just oral farming down here. Of course, expect more YouTube videos, probably not like this, you know, I won't get that into story time and stuff. Probably more like reviews, interviews, that kind of stuff. But I have a lot of good ideas. I think there's a lot of ideas we can bring from other streams of niches and stuff and bring them into here. I am more than interested to hear your guys' stories though, so I really want to know what got you guys into Gundams and why you guys keep doing it, or why you post Gundams. As you guys know, I have also I have a whole thing where I review people, their videos, and I shout them out. So I'm interested to know your guys' stories, you know, so put it down in the comments. Okay, bye.